Okay, hi everybody. Well, here we are, road to Donegal 555. Mr. Marc Poland is going to be on the race. August 10th is the race day. So I thought it'd be interesting for people to know which bikes you're taking.
Mhm.
I didn't even know if it was going to be multiple bikes, but I've discovered it is. So
Yes.
explain why you came to the decision you did to use the bikes you're going to use.
Sure. So the first thing I'll highlight is the bike I expect to spend probably 80 to 90% of my time on, and that's this one. Uh, it's a great all-arounder. It's most people would consider it a climber, a bike for the mountains.
Yeah.
Um, it is not aerodynamic. It is not a bike that you would want to ride at 25 miles an hour for all day.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah.
go that fast perfectly well, perfectly happily. It's not aerodynamic. Um, so it's set up with fairly small gears, good for climbing, and as I said, probably 80% of the race I'll be on this bike.
Okay.
This bike actually has done that race before. This is the one that came from Ireland and has been around that lap and those roads
So are you saying Joe
countless
rode
times.
this? Was this bike that Joe rode? Oh, look at that, boys and girls. So Joe rode
This
this
is
bike.
Joe's former bike.
Okay, cool. All right. So that's one. So you're taking
That's
that
one.
bike.
That will be
Yes.
my primary race bike.
Okay.
And up until very recently, the thought was, okay, for those longer flat sections, those faster sections, I really need the real race bike, the aerodynamic race bike, which is this one. And this was planned to be the number two that I would switch to on those flatter, faster sections.
Gotcha. Okay.
Even less of a climber or much less of a climber than the Colnago. But as you see, the deeper tubes, the deep section wheels, again, all in the interest of aerodynamics. So it's
Yeah.
a faster bike on the flats. But as I started thinking about my expectations for the race and how anybody survives this particular course with its hills, and it's very steep hills up to 23%.
Which boggles my mind, but anyway, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, even if they're short, getting up and over them really does damage to the legs.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
getting punched in the legs. And while the accumulated time is very small, the accumulated fatigue effect can be very high. So I scrapped the plan for the aero bike. Instead of the 10 to 20% on the fast flat end of the spectrum, I'm going for the 5 to 10% on the super
hills.
steep
Yeah.
hilly section
Gotcha.
of the course. And this bike is set up very differently than the Colnago with, as you see, a monster size, what we in the trade call a pie plate for a rear cassette, rear cog. And this, I'll use that top cog at most 1 mile out of the 350.
Really?
But it will make all the difference in the world to the accumulated fatigue of getting over those few climbs.
It will prevent the punch in the legs.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, we'll see you in from Ireland live August 10th is race date. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.